Hey y'all, hey, it's a good day. It's your good sis, Morgan Renee Myers, tuning in with y'all. Look, we ain't learned about a herb in a while. Let's not fall off. We was on track, okay? We got this National Geographic Guide to Medicinal Herbs, the world's most effective healing plants. And it breaks down into a few different sections, which I haven't been paying attention to. I just opened it up, we see where we at. But just for the sake of informing those of y'all that have been tuning in, real quick, I'm going to just read through the sections. They got mental health and nervous systems and listing different herbs for that. Respiratory system, heart and circulation, digestive system, joints, muscle and skin, urinary and male health, female health, wellness and perception. So just keep that in mind, as that's a good way to go back and see too. After we learn and reread, we can go back to the table of contents and see which section does this particular herb, what does it help with. All right, let's see which herb we land on today. We read about juniper berry, didn't we? Yes, we did. Okay, let's do another one. We've done juniper. Let's see if I can remember them. Cinnamon, horseclaw, I believe, pine, I think we did chamomile once. All right, so today we are on elder. Now it doesn't say elderberry, but maybe we'll learn something on the next page. Look at these beautiful white flowers. And then, all right, elder. I guess the scientific name for it is Sambucus nigra. Many centuries ago, conflicting superstitions surrounded elder. In some places, people thought that cutting or otherwise harming elder trees could anger supernatural beings who dwelled within them. Particularly frightening was the elder tree mother, who sought revenge by haunting houses where elderwood was used and harming infants she found lying in elderwood cradles. Elsewhere, elder was a symbol of protection. Planting elder near a house or nailing elder branches above the windows and doors kept witches at bay. At burials, elder branches were interred alongside coffins to protect the dead from malevolent spirits. In medieval Europe, not only was the cross on which Christ was crucified said to be made of elder wood, but his betrayer, Judas, supposedly hanged himself on an elder tree. Superstitions aside, dark purple elderberries have been stewed into preserves, baked into pastries, and made into wine for millennia. The cosmetic and medicinal uses of elder date to at least the 1st century AD. Let's pause for a second. So yes, that answered the question about this being where elderberries come from. I love learning something new about a plant. Oftentimes, a good deal of us, especially if we're not into farming, gardening, agriculture, anything, we just buy our food and keep it moving, or not buying it and need to keep our bowels moving, get some fruit up in you and some water. You learn something. It's like, oh, I didn't even know that this plant came from that. Fun fact, which I'm not necessarily proud of, I love a good palm tree. I love palm trees. I'm in a state where I could just be driving and they're everywhere, and I love that for me. I didn't realize that dates come from palm trees. So the date palm, like I be forgetting, different plants have variations of them. So you might have your head tree, which is the palm tree, but you got the date tree, you got I'm making some stuff up, you got the lemon tree, you got the zest tree, you got the pickle tree. Like different varieties can create different fruit and healing properties, all this and that. So I thought that was really cool when I found that out. So to go in and using partial common sense, well, if this is an elder herb, could this be where elderberries come from? But I don't want to assume. That's why I was like, let's see if we'll find out, because some things will have similar names or appearances, or even some of the same similar healing properties, but they do create different plants or seeds from them. So they ain't all the same just because they look the same or sound the same. All right. Ooh, I got to sneeze. Hold on. Ooh, bless me. All right. So the cosmetic and medicinal uses of elder date to at least the 1st century AD. Medicinally, the Romans used elder primarily as a purgative and as an emetic. All right. So they have some of these words in bold, which means it's in the dictionary in the back. So I'm going to look up that word, purgative. Also called cathartic, agent used to relieve severe constipation, often with intense effect. So to purge, purgative, and emetic. During the Middle Ages, however, elder's reputation as a medicinal herb blossomed, and for centuries it was viewed as a plant that could cure almost anything. If you know, you know. Elderberry, that's said to be taken, especially during the winter time, when sickness be upon us, because it's just great for so many things with your immune system and keeping you well. Centuries been that could cure almost anything. Elder roots were turned into remedies for reducing swelling. Elder leaves went into ointments applied to sprains, wounds, and bruises. Teas and infusions were made from elder flowers. Were drunk for rheumatic aches and to treat coughs and colds. Externally, they were used to treat wounds and heal skin conditions. Elderberries are rich in vitamin C and antioxidants, which is what we need to fight the cold stuff. But let's see what it says. Antioxidant is a chemical compound that protects against cell damage from molecules called oxygen-free radicals, which are major causes of disease and aging. Okay. Herbal practitioners recommend elderberry syrup and extracts to fight infection and shorten cold's duration. They suggest teas and infusions made from elder flowers for easing symptoms of colds, flu, and bronchitis. These preparations are also used in modern herbal medicine to reduce swelling in mucous membranes and so relieve nasal and sinus congestion and to lessen sneezing, itchiness, and other symptoms of allergies. Alright, so we have a little timeline here on the bottom. It says elder's creamy white flowers and the purple berries that follow have a history of medicinal use in many cultures. So 4th century BC, Greek physician Hippocrates recommends elderberry for a wide variety of complaints. By 1597, you have English herbalist J. Gerard writes of elder's medicinal and magical uses. In 1751, Thomas Short writes in Medicina Britannica that elder is useful and despised. And from 1820 to 1831, elder is included in the United States Pharmacopoeia. Okay, let's get into this look one last time. And if I had been paying close enough attention, I would have seen that little berry to answer my initial question, is this elderberry plant? Because I've only heard it referred to as elderberry. I didn't know it came from a plant called elder. Okay, and this is just a close of the berries. They kind of look some little blueberries. Alright. So, Sambucus, remember that was the professional name for elder, Sambucus niger, probably because of the dark hue of the elderberries. Sambucus is a small genus of 9 species of temperate and subtropical shrubs and small trees, all of which have pithy stems. Some species are toxic, while others, including S. canadensis, S. nigra canadensis, have edible fruits, if properly prepared by cooking or drying. European elder is a shrub or small tree growing 4 to 25 feet in height. How? That's such a big range. It might only get 4 feet. It might get up to 25. Like what? Elder European is a shrub or small tree growing 4 to 25 feet in height with stout root stocks often spreading from suckering sprouts from the roots. The trunk is light yellowish brown with warty bumps. Inside, the center of the weak woody stalks is white pith. Leaves are opposite with a smooth stalk though hairy along the central groove, 1 to 2 inches long. The leaves are divided into 5 to 9 leaflets and are about 2 to 4 inches long. Okay, they're giving us some details on this. The leaflets are generally lance-shaped to oblong, smooth above, minutely hairy beneath, and irregularly toothed along the margins. The whitish to cream yellow star-shaped flowers are borne on crowded clusters, making elder easily recognizable in summer. Okay, so that's why it gets its detail. Like this is how the plant look. This is how it's coming. Uneven edges, 2 to 4 inches long. It could be oblong, it could be smooth, a little hairy underneath. So if you out foraging, or even if you're not foraging, you're just out and you stumble across it, like, oh, you can recognize it, or you can recognize, like, oh, we need that. And let's come up off of that. The leaflets are general. Okay. The whitish to cream yellow star-shaped flowers are borne on crowded clusters, making elder easily recognizable in the summer. It blooms from June to August. That's not long. 3 months. The small bluish black to purplish black fruits have a pleasant flavor. European and common elder are very familiar in appearance. European elder leaves almost always have 5 leaflets, while common elder leaves usually have 7 leaflets. Alright, growing habits. European elder is found throughout most of Europe except in the extreme north, growing in habitats similar to its North American counterpart. Sambucus, the classical and botanical name for elder, refers to a type of harp made from elder wood. Nigra, meaning black, refers to the color of the wood, and canadensis means of Canada. Common elder is exactly that, common. It is found in rich forest bottoms, drier upland forests, banks of rivers and streams, and the edges of ponds and lakes, as well as pastures, fields, and gardens, and along roadsides. Wow, elderberry popping. From Nova Scotia and Quebec south to Florida and west to California, Wyoming, and Montana. It is absent from the Pacific Northwest. I need to see if I can find and pay attention to this plant when I'm out. I'm in Florida. South to Florida. Now that I know what it looked like, I can be on the lookout. Alright, so right here, that's the flowering it was talking about that makes it easily recognizable. He didn't get close up on it because they already gave us a close up of, hold on, let me go back. They already gave us a close up here of how the flowers look. White, creamy. Okay. So then when you see it out, bam, it's gonna be noticeable. Okay, I like that. So it says blossoms nearly cover a European elder near a farmstead in Montenegro's rugged Balkan mountains. So the common name is elder. Scientific name is Sambucus nigra. The family is the Adoxaceae. Parts use flowers and fruits, and the native range is Europe. And it did say too that sometimes they used to use roots to help as a cure, but mostly the flowers and the fruits. Alright, so we got some over the kitchen counter elderberry syrup. Combine 2 pounds of rinsed stemmed edible elderberries with 4 cups of water in a large saucepan. Bring to a boil. Reduce heat and simmer for 20 minutes. Place cooled berry mixture in a large fine mesh strainer over the saucepan. Press out juice. Discard the seeds. Stir in 2.5 cups of sugar and cook over medium heat until juice thickens into syrup. Refrigerate in a covered container. Yummy on pancakes. Have I ever grown Malabar spinach? I absolutely have. You probably heard me talking about it if you've been on any of my posts or on this live. I told y'all about Malabar spinach. Cultivation and harvesting. Elders are easy to grow and make an attractive addition to landscape plantings. They prefer moist, fertile, well-drained soils with a slightly acid pH between 5.5 and 6.5. Although they can be propagated from seed, buying plants from a nursery and planting in the spring is the easiest way to establish them. Let me go back because I was halfway paying attention to what I was reading. Cultivation and harvesting. Elders are easy to grow and make an attractive addition to landscape plantings. Okay, let's pause there. That's good to know. As we're learning about some of these plants, they tell us what's easy to grow, what grows better from a cutting versus a seed. Simon said, I haven't heard you talk about it. I missed it. I just ordered some seeds. Oh, well, order them from me next time. I got a plethora. Yeah, I did a whole video post on a Malabar plant. That's why I thought maybe you saw it on my page and your memory made you realize that. But yeah, I did a whole video on it growing, how bountiful it was, how the seeds are like berries, which looks similar to elderberry, which I started to mention when I was comparing that. So it's funny that you brought that up. All right. Elders are easy to grow and make an attractive landscape. Oh, but what I was saying was some of these plants have told us, oh, this is harder to grow. You have to grow it from a cutting versus a seed. Or it is easy to grow. It's very plentiful. That's good to know, especially when you're trying to get in the garden and learn a little something about gardening. Say you don't got a green thumb. Let's stop making excuses and just start. Just try. Some seeds you can just put in the ground. They do their own thing as long as they got sun. And if you forget to water it, there'll either be some mulch around to help keep the moisture in, or it'll rain enough for your plant to survive. You'd be surprised what some plants can do. Not all of them, but some. Alright, elders are easy to grow. They make an attractive addition to landscape paintings. They prefer moist, fertile, well-drained soils with a slightly acid pH between 5.5 and 6.5. Although they can be propagated from seed, buying plants from a nursery and planting in the spring is the easiest way to establish them. So I'm definitely going to look for an elder tree this spring. Where'd they go? They can be elders should be kept. They can be propagated from cuttings when the plant is dormant or suckers severed. Excuse me, from a mother plant can be replanted. Elders should be kept well watered during the first growing season as the roots are relatively shallow. The shallow root system can hamper commercial cultivation as it is difficult for effective mechanical weed control, which may damage the roots. Both the flowers and the fruits are used. Elder flowers are harvested when in bloom simply by shaking the flower heads into a bag or basket. Once ripe in August or early September, the fruits are easily harvested by snipping off the entire inflorescence, usually with the basket or bucket beneath, to catch the falling fruits. They have inflorescence in bold. Let's look up that word. I don't think I've never heard that word before, now that I think about it. Alright, inflorescence, group or cluster forming the flowering part of a plant. Okay. So, it said the fruits are easily harvested by snipping off the entire inflorescence, so the whole group or cluster forming the flowering part of the plant, usually with a basket or bucket beneath to catch the falling fruits. Therapeutic uses, cold and flus. This is how a lot of us have heard about it. People be selling elderberry syrup around sickness time. Ripe elderberries, once known as the Englishman's grape, have famously been used for making elderberry wine for centuries. Today, however, the elder plant's notoriety comes from preparations for treating colds and flu. The berries contain flavonoid compounds that are known antioxidants, exhibit anti-inflammatory properties, and are beneficial to the immune system. Let's look up flavonoid properties. They're going to break it down for you. Alright, so we got flavonoid. Oh, flavonoid compounds. Alright, well, here they just have the word flavonoid, which is a group of chemical compounds, low molecular weight. Oh my God, these science words. This is why I never got into science. I love words in English, but when they start getting too crazy, that's when I get turned off. Let's try to sound it out. A group of chemical compounds, low molecular weight, phenylbenzopyrones, occurring in all vascular plants. In the diet, flavonoids are found in many fruits, vegetables, teas, wines, nuts, seeds, and roots. Many of the medicinal actions for foods, juices, and herbs are directly related to their flavonoid content. They exhibit antioxidant properties and other effects. Flavonoids include anthocyanins and tannins. Okay, so we've saying the berries contain flavonoid compounds that are known antioxidants, exhibits anti-inflammatory. Where's my water? Let's see. Anti-inflammatory is an agent that reduces the heat, redness, and swelling of inflammation. So the berry got flavonoid compounds, anti-inflammatory properties, and are beneficial to the immune system. Laboratory studies have also shown that elder extracts act as antivirals, inhibiting replication of flu and other viruses. Human studies have found that the syrup from the juice of an elderberry can decrease the duration of flu symptoms. For example, in one study, elder led to a faster resolution of flu symptoms in 15 people taking 4 tablespoons daily of syrup of elderberry, raspberry, glucose, honey, and citric acid, brand name Sambucol, when compared with 12 people taking a placebo syrup. In another study, the same dose of this syrup was tested in 60 adults with influenza, helping to decrease symptoms by 3 to 4 days when compared to the placebo group. It is possible that these results translate to people suffering from other viruses, such as those that cause the common cold, though more research is needed to clarify that. How to use. So the syrup, Sambucol, is an elderberry syrup on the market that has been the subject of several research trials. The syrup contains 38% of an extract made from elder fruits. Recommended dosage is 2 teaspoons 4 times daily, although clinical trials have used up to 1 tablespoon 4 times daily for flu treatment. You can take it as a lozenge. Elder is combined with zinc and often with other herbs in a lozenge form. The lozenges may be used numerous times daily at the onset of a cold. And then some precautions. Ripe elderberries and products made from them appear safe when used for a few days to ease symptoms of colds and flu. Do not eat unripe berries or consume products made from other plant parts. All contain dangerous compounds that may cause nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, dizziness, and confusion. As with any substance that may stimulate the immune system, caution is advised in people with autoimmune conditions. Okay, elderberry. All right. Ooh, eucalyptus is after this, and it looks like a very interesting plant. I'm excited to read this on another day. I hope y'all have an amazing day. Stay hydrated. Take some time for yourself. Get a little movement in your body for at least 30 minutes. Get your heart rate up. Get some sweat going on. And I will tune in with y'all again soon. Peace and love.